2x, cosine 2x, and tangent 2x. For sine 2x, the formula is 2 sine x, cosine x. For cosine, we have several options. I'll probably just go with the cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And then for tangent, what's interesting about it is that you could just do sine over cosine, which if you look at this over this, that's there, that's there. Or it's 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent squared x. But to start everything off, we need to be able to find what sine, cosine, and tangent of x would be, given that we know cosine of x is negative 8 over 15. So if I were to draw a little triangle here, and I'm just drawing a generic triangle, not drawn to scale, we would have, let's see, I guess if someone's going to get picky about it, you got to pick something to be negative. So why don't we draw it this other way? Wrong pencil. There we go. There, we'll make the x negative. So make that negative 15, make this 8. So, because remember cosine, or cotangent, I should say it's the other way around. It's the adjacent over opposite. And we want to find the hypotenuse. So c squared is 15 squared plus negative 8 squared. So c squared is 225 plus 64. So c squared would be 289. So I believe that's 17, isn't it? So now we can find sine of x would be, this is my x here, it's going to be 15 over 17. Cosine of x is going to be negative 8 over 17, because 17 is our hypotenuse. And tangent of x is going to be 15 over negative 8. Oh, look at that, I'm out of the space on that little part of the screen. I haven't really mastered what goes on in this Apple Note thing. So negative 15 over 8. The negative top and bottom doesn't really matter. Okay, so let me get this back to a regular writing thing. Okay, so I have all that. So for what, like I wrote, sine of 2x is going to be 2 times sine of x, so that's 15 over 17, times negative 8 over 17. So 2 times 15 is 30, times negative 8 is negative 240, over 17 times 17 is 289. That's what we have. Cosine of 2x is going to be cosine squared x minus sine squared x. So that's going to be negative 8 over 17 squared minus 15 over 17 squared. So that's going to be 64 over 289 minus 225 over 289. And 64 minus 225 is negative 161 over 289. So for our tangent 2x, as I said, we had a couple of options. We could just look at this as sine of 2x over cosine of 2x. So that would be like that, negative 240 over 289 over negative 161 over 289, which would be negative 240 over 289, and we're dividing by a fraction, so we multiply by the reciprocal. So it would be 289 over negative 161, and the 289s divide out. So the negatives will also cancel, so it's 240 over 161 is what we have there. Now, if you didn't like doing that, you could say, okay, well, tangent of 2x is going to be 2 tangent of x over 1 minus tangent squared x. Okay, so that's going to be 2 times, so we said tangent was negative 15 over 8. I think it's 2 tangent, yeah, 2 tangent x, because it's just that tangent, think of it as tangent u plus tangent u. So it'd be like, tangent of the sum of two angles. 1 minus negative 15 over 8 squared. So in the numerator, can't help but, maybe I'll regret this. Reducing the 2 and the 8 makes it a 1 and a 4. And then down below, I'm going to have, well, let me finish up on top. That's negative 15 over 4. And down below, I'm going to have 1 minus 225 over 64. So it's negative 15 over 4 divided by, and then that's like saying that's like saying 64 over 64 minus 225 over 64. So 64 minus 225 was negative 161. So negative 161, well, write this up properly, negative 15 over 4 divided by negative 161 over 64. It's like saying negative 15 over 4 times 64 over negative 161. And the 4 reduces with the 64, leaves a 16. I should have changed colors for that. And then 16 times negative 15. That's our 240. So 240 over 161. And that negative on top, oops, wrong color. Actually went to eraser. Negative over negative cancels. And there's our final answer. So 2 ways to get that answer. Okay, hope that helps.